So on Thursday last week, the planning application that would enable works to begin closed for us to object. Over 100 people objected to probably our 50th planning application for this whole thing, and over 300 people signed a signature, signed a petition in objection. Very clearly, for this planning application to pass, it states very clearly there must be a full environmental impact assessment on the entire site before any work can happen. On the Friday, Valindra sent round letters to two councillors late on Friday night and to the Housing Association as well. This was the first we knew they were coming onto the land. They've been working clearly very closely with Cardiff Council, but not the councillors, to ensure that they can mask this as something that is not enabling works. They've gone into, and this is where we are now. It's Wednesday today. We occupied Lady Corryfield, which is where we stood. We've issued a formal notice, which the police are consistently ignoring and facilitating contractors to come in. In fact, yesterday they marched contractors through and to allow them to start clearing this space. This land is owned by Cardiff Council for the people of Whitchurch. So we have every right to be here, and we have a very clear legal notice around the area. We invite the community to come and join us while this land stands. Yesterday we found that the contractors who had stated that they were just doing work here and down the railway cutting in this kind of innocuous way were actually going through, which will be their main access point leading out the back of Whitchurch Hospice. Yesterday, community gathered in great force at 6 AM, both here and over there, to hold the land, because that work that they have begun on that side is simply the access route into the meadow. It states that in their plan, it's in their enabling work, it's in the planning application that we've just objected to. This planning application has not passed. There is clearly a great assumption it will, and there's clearly a great assumption that all of our democratic rights in this process, as we said 2 years ago when we began all of this, is somewhat partial. The bottom line is, today we're here with 30, 40, 50 people throughout the day. We've held the land here, and we've just had notice that the police inspector, they are not going to facilitate the workman's work over in the cutting. We're yet to find out if they're going to try and illegally evict us from this land. We've made it very clear and notice that we're staying here. This is a crucial space. They want to set up a compound and then take vehicles down through the cutting to enable them to begin their clearance work. It's a deeply deceiving take on democracy that they've gone to so much effort, got all the right permissions from the council but not informed the councillors. They've worked closely with the NHS trusts to ensure that they've got a squeaky clean excuse, but it's very clear to everyone here that what they're doing is trying to start enabling works. And they really didn't want to tell anyone, and that's why at 4 o'clock on a Friday they let people know. They're trying to close the public right of way, and this normally would require 28 days notice. And what they've done is, apparently, no one's yet to see it or find it, is they put a notice in the Western Mail back in September. I don't know if you've read that, but that notice now allows them to close the formal rights of way with no notice at any point in the next 6 months. So it's very clear, and has been from the start, they're underhand about this. They're a developer keen on seeing their work, their 10 years worth of not working, come to something. And a very clear message to them is that this is not going to stand. This is the wrong place for this hospital. 163 clinicians have said that. It's the wrong place to be building something new on a greenfield site with houses that flood below it. So this is where we are.